experimental history is a hot new field of research that is becoming increasingly popular at many universities across the world. It attempts to recreate the experiments and recipes undertaken in the past, simulating as many of the original conditions as possible. For this new English edition of the Philosophical Café, we have invited 8 specialists who have used recreations in their research. Some are historians, some are philologists, some are chemists, but they're all interested in what recreations and reworking experiments have to offer. They will talk to us about the value, the challenges, the experience, and the limitations of this approach. I'm Jo Hedesan from University of Oxford, and together with Donna Jalobeanu from University of Bucharest, would like to invite you to our upcoming discussion on experimental history on Friday, 16th of April.
I've replicated experiments for several different reasons. Originally, in my book, Atoms and Alchemy, I replicated experiments that Daniel Sinner, a 16th century iatrochemical medical professor, performed, mostly simply in order to give the reader an idea of what Sinner was talking about. More recently, I've been replicating Isaac Newton's alchemical experiments, and these are of quite a different order. The results are not known. Effectively, we're trying to determine the composition of unknown compounds, which maybe weren't reproduced since Newton.
So I'm a Sanskritist, and the texts that I specialize on are Sanskrit medical texts and Sanskrit alchemical texts. And so in the experiments that we've been doing, it was to begin with an attempt to understand the text better. So, and through understanding the text better, understanding the Indian alchemical tradition better. For me, looking at one of the oldest Indian alchemical texts, which dates to the 10th century, for example, I look at it and just trying to understand what were they actually doing. And what the texts describe are quite complicated procedures for what they call the purification of mercury and the potentiating of mercury.
I ran an imitation choral experiment from Pamela's Making and Knowing project, then up in the Canadian Arctic at Nunavut Arctic College with a group of Inuit metal arts students, most recently with Dominic Vinegar and his group at the University of Hamburg. And what was so amazing from this experience was taking one recipe and pretty much the same ingredients in 3 completely different contexts and communities, and the experience and knowledge that was unique to each group actually made the pieces unique as well, even though we were all working from the same text.
In my dissertation, I really wanted to answer the question what role texts played in the communication of artisanal or practical knowledge. And as you know, practical knowledge can be tremendously difficult to put into words. And I think therefore it's imperative to take these recipes and to try them out for ourselves to really understand what they are about. I've been doing so, first of all, by reworking a text that explained how to make red glass. A practical text is really about working with our hands. It's really about employing our senses. Merely reading would mean that we can only scratch the surface of the wealth of experiences that is sitting below a text like this.
I became interested in the replication of a 18th century recipe for the preparation of potable gold. The recipe consists basically in the dissolution of gold in aqua regia, and then this is dissolved, some rosemary oil is added. So we discovered that gold was indeed present in a relatively large amount, so gold was there. But also we examined, because we suspect the presence of very, very tiny gold particles, so tiny that This is normally called gold nanoparticles.
For more on this, join us this Friday, 16th of April, at the Philosophical Cafe